put the wheels on these bikes. Once we put the wheels on these bikes, that's when the weight really starts to. This is about 7.3 kilos around about with no pedals. And this, with just some straight El Cheapo wheels for $200 off Facing Marketplace, is around 6.6 kilos with the alloy seat post, and a $30 seller off AliExpress. So, 6.6, 6.7 kilos. Again, with heavyish wheels, with not even lightweight quick releases. So, this is very, very expensive. Specialized S-Works now is premium price. That's premium price. This old one, 10 years ago, S-Works, premium product. Premium price, premium performance. Big difference. Yeah, we filming?
Yeah.
Okay. Look good? How's the lighting?
Yeah, it looks good.
I'll edit that bit anyway. Welcome to the video. This is SL7 S-Works. This is the most famous SL7 on social media. That's never been ridden up a hill. A good hill. Anyway, so someone said to me, the SL7, I said, as an owner, as a proud owner, talking from personal experience, the SL7, it's like a gravel bike. It's comfortable, it's smooth, it's like, la 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 la. It's just a cruisy bike, right? It's not a race bike. Someone says, it's not a race bike, but it won Flanders. This bike didn't win Flanders. The Mutant Watts wins Flanders. So if you're putting out better watts, if you're putting out the Mutant Watts, I shouldn't say better, Mutant Watts, better Mutant Watts than the other person, doesn't really matter if the bike's a half a kilo or a kilo more. But if you're really like that, that's when the weight really matters. Look, there's 2 riders that finished, and then how far back with the rest, So there's big differences in fitness on any given day. So this is not a race bike. Has it won races? No. It's been involved in winning races. You wouldn't win a race because of this bike, but you could win a race on this bike, right? Does that make sense? You've got bikes that you win because of marginal gains, and you've got bikes you'll win on, like this, in spite of, performance-wise. So that's where the average punter out there who just buys anything that Specialized sell, and I'm a fan of Specialized. I'm a fan of Specialized saddles, tires, helmets, I am. But in terms of the latest model bikes, poor performing, for a racer sort of mentality person. Does that make sense? You can perform in a race in spite of your product, in spite of bad luck. Well, what next? Someone gets a flat tire and then wins the race. Oh, getting a flat tires is good for winning races. You know what I mean? It's like, it's in spite of versus because of. This is not a marginal gains bike. The bike behind it, we'll move it over here. Good thing I'm doing steroids. The lightest bike out there. Oh. Use your arm pump moving that thing around. This bike here, this is one of my favourite bikes ever from Specialized. This is the SL4 S-Works Tarmac. The S-Works label is a sticker pretty much. S-Works or whatever model Specialized got, doesn't really matter. It's got SRAM. This is a 10-year-old, 9-year-old bike. This group set's from 2012, 2011, 10-speed SRAM red. It's rim brake. And we're taking the wheels off. There's wheels in the background. We've got a lot of wheels. I've got over 60 pairs of wheels here. What we're going to do though is we're going to take the wheels out of the equation, because on a rim brake bike, you can always put lighter weight wheels. Your bike's always going to be lighter with rim brake. It just is, because the wheels are going to be lighter. They're always going to be lighter. You can always get them lighter, I should say. Alright, so we're going to weigh this bike. And these 3 axles are so heavy. And you're going to have this Allen key around it. It's like they get stuck, and it's good. This is good for gravel riding, but not for road race. Slow wheel changes. A race bike isn't a bike where you have to take the team car and the whole bike off the team car roof. That's not a race bike. That's a barrister bike. And there's nothing wrong with being a barrister riding a bike either. That's just a joke I keep going on about. Alright, so we're going to weigh this bad boy in the crank hole. Alright, the weight of that is, Natasha, got beautiful Natasha filming here.
4,080 grams.
4,080 grams. People are like, show us Natasha. We come here for Natasha. We don't come here for your creepy vibe face. We come here for Natasha. Oh guys, go watch Natasha's channel. Get fit with Natasha. 4.4. Not enough. Another more watch today. 4,080 grams. 4 kilos and 80 grams. Let's move this beautiful bike over here. One of my favourite bikes ever. The Roubaix. You like the Roubaix, why don't you? You had a good time on that one. And we're going to weigh this SL7 for the lean gains. Lean gain look. Alright, here we go. We're hunchback Beulah Park. We're filming this live in Beulah Park, South Australia here. Alright, no touchy. 4.37. So we've got 300 grams. Extra 300 grams. Alright? Not much really in it. We've got a lightweight saddle in here, we've got a lightweight stem, and pretty lightweight bars. Where the extra weight comes into is the wheels. You know, you have to spend big money to get lightweight windbreak wheels, disc brake wheels, sorry, not windbreak, not now. Back in the day you did, now it's just like they're giving them away. So it's 300 grams difference.
Well,
now,
so this is, how much younger is this bike? 10 years.
Well, this is the latest one. This is 2021. This is the lightest grips that you can get. You've even got actually light chainers in here, absolute black, light endurance.
Yeah, and this one is 2012.
This says 9 years difference.
And it's still heavier.
This, yeah, and the price. They literally could get one of these for maybe
It's still heavier.
$1,000 USD.
And this is the race, and this is the endurance.
Technically, but that is for me the race, and this is the
exactly.
You know, the chill bike. Stripping this bike down, easy to work on. It does have an OSBB BB30BB, so like, yeah, but it's going alright. This BSA bottom bracket I do prefer, but to drop the fork out and it's a faff. Anyway, only 300 grams difference, so the bikes are heavier now than they were 9 years ago. But the price of this, how much? Let me know down below. How much does it cost for an SL7 S-Works frame set with the Dura Ace Hydro on there, which is lighter than Di2, which is lighter than the SRAM Red Axis. This is the lightest disc group set we can go. Hydro disc, we can go lighter on cable, and it's still 300 grams heavier. You know, but then we've got to add the wheels to it and the rotors. That's 250 grams right there. So now we're half a kilo heavier. That's why no matter how much you spend, the disc brake bike is always going to be around 480 to 580 grams heavier. Now, for a lot of people, that doesn't mean much at all. You know, for me, it does make a difference. I'm going for every single second. But again, you know, I'm just giving you the facts there, and you can do what you want with it. But to think that a disc brake bike is lighter than its rim brake equivalent, it never can be. It never can be. I'll just take the front wheel off. Does that make sense? These bikes aren't race bikes. They're being raced. They're marketing bikes. Big difference between a race bike, a purebred race bike, and a real race bike, right? Like the original Tarmac. This is no longer a Tarmac, this is a Diverge. Specialized SL7 is dead. It's a Diverge. It's a Diverge with an Eden slaughter. Natasha said, if you're going to use another more white kids, understand it does dissolve brain cells. Natasha just said I call this bike a Tarmac, and I told her it's actually Roubaix. You can tell because it's got this little Zert rubber things in the stage. Some people say this is a gimmick. I think it's not too bad. You know, it's good in the fork as well. It does have a little bit extra weight, but it does have a little bit of road buzz. But this bike feels really crisp. You know, you put the power down, you really feel it through this bike. With the SL7, you're like blah 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 blah. You know, it's gravel bike style. This Diverge feels actually more racy than this. The original Diverge feels more racy than the SL7. 100%. I've ridden the original Diverge. Felt like a pretty good bike. But this SL4 Tarmac, this SL4 Roubaix, much better bike. Alright, so yeah. How many more videos will we make about this topic? I don't know. How many more comments will I get? Rider, what would you know? Well, I own these bikes. I ride these bikes. I would not race the SL7. I mean, if I had to, I would, but I'd be like, in my head, I'd be thinking about, wow, I wish I had a faster, more responsive bike. But hey, these people are paid to race it. They don't really have a choice. If you're a sponsored specialized rider, what choice do you have? You put up, you shut up, you get paid, you ride. That's your job. No one cares about your opinion. Just smile, take the photo, next. That's how it is. And that's fine, I'm not distance specialized. It's a lot of brands these days. You know, I just think that specialized have gone downhill in terms of performance product. The S-Works used to be like the performance product. You know, it's super light, it's race focused, and now S-Works is a freaking e-bike. You know, and I'm a fan of e-bikes. Speaking S-Works e-bike now. You know what I mean? Speaking S-Works e-bike. It's like, that's what the S-Works logo is going now. It's going about how much money can we make from the barrister in Beijing or Sydney or LA or whatever, who wants, you know, stupidly priced bike. You know, back in the day, the S-Works was becoming the mountain bike scene. You know, it was like the high-end race lightweight, responsive product back in, I think, 92, 93 was one of the first S-Works bikes I was, sat slobbering over back in the day. The shoes, I had S-Works shoes back in 99, just a lighter, responsive, more race-oriented product. Now, S-Works is not that at all. S-Works is lost its focus, and maybe it will come back to that. I don't think it will. But that's just my personal opinion, being an S-Works customer for, 20 odd years. But what would I know? What would little Darren Ryder here know? What would there's critics out there. How many bikes do you own? How many bikes, have you ridden or raced, etc. So anyway, that's the deal. Not to hate on Specialized, just give my personal opinion as a customer, as an owner, as someone who's very passionate about cycling. I really miss the bikes Specialized used to sell. They don't make bikes, they sell bikes. They're made in China. SL7 made in China. Go to ship in Taiwan for the assembly and taxes and stuff. But yeah, Chinese carbon. I miss the bikes of yesteryear. I can't even get rim brake bikes anymore from my factory. It's crazy. It's like, anyway, first world problems. The best bike out there is the one you rode today. We'll see you next video.